sex, drugs, murder, and antivirus software. These all played a central theme in the life of renowned software entrepreneur John McAfee. McAfee had many run-ins with the authorities in the United States and abroad over his lifetime and was recently found dead in a Spanish prison cell at the age of 75. After being accused of tax evasion in the United States last year, McAfee was being held in jail seeking extradition. Local authorities in Spain have reported McAfee's death as suicide. However, McAfee is on the record in many tweets and interviews saying that he would never commit suicide and has mentioned on numerous occasions in the past that there are many powerful people who are out to get him, and if he ever did turn up dead, it would be at the hands of some other entity that was out to get him.
Do you fear death?
No, not at all.
Despite the military presence around you?
That doesn't mean I fear it. That simply means I choose not to voluntarily wander into it.
John McAfee lived an absolutely wild life. He was a partier, a tech millionaire, presidential candidate, a suspected murderer, and husband to a woman who was a former prostitute. In 2012, while living in Belize, several of McAfee's dogs were poisoned by one of his neighbors. The next day, that neighbor was found dead in his house. McAfee was accused by Belize police of murdering the man, but McAfee vehemently denied and fled to Guatemala to avoid persecution.
Off the record, did you kill your neighbor in Belize?
I did not.
Even though there is no evidence connecting McAfee to the murder, it makes you wonder.
Why would he run? Why did he not answer the questions? And if he has nothing to hide, why doesn't he speak?
Surprisingly, that's not the end of this wild story. Upon arriving in Guatemala, McAfee was detained for entering the country illegally. In order to escape litigation from Guatemalan officials, McAfee faked a heart attack and was deported back to the United States. Speaking of heart attack, please attack the like button for the YouTube algorithm boost. After that ordeal, McAfee laid low in the United States for a few years, then resurfaced in 2015 to 16 to run for president as a Libertarian, where he would finish second in the Libertarian primaries to Gary Johnson. McAfee was detained in Spain in October 2020 after being charged with tax evasion in the United States a few months before. According to court records, he allegedly failed to file taxes for 4 years while earning millions of dollars from promoting cryptocurrency, consulting work, public appearances, and selling the rights to his biography for a documentary between 2014 and 2018. The indictment did not specify the amount he owed. His extradition was accepted by Spanish judges. According to the Associated Press, McAfee claimed in a virtual hearing in a Spanish court earlier this month that the U.S. tax evasion claims against him were purely political. McAfee, the inventor of the namesake antivirus software company, with which he was no longer involved, was also charged with fraud and money laundering in March. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, he and a business partner were involved in a plan to defraud naive investors out of more than $13 million by fraudulently promoting cryptocurrencies. On June 23, 2021, according to a statement by the Catalonia Regional Government's Justice Department, after finding McAfee unresponsive, prison medical workers and guards attempted life-saving procedures, but they couldn't save him. Everything points to McAfee's death by suicide, according to the statement. McAfee died after a 3-judge bench at Spain's National Court in Madrid ruled this week that he may be extradited to the US to face charges there. According to court documents, the ruling might have been appealed to a larger panel of justices at the same court. McAfee shared a cell with another inmate at the prison, but that person was not present when McAfee was discovered dead. The other person was out and about at the prison doing regular tasks. His defense lawyers maintained that the extradition request was political in nature and therefore unsuitable. According to court documents revealed on June 23rd, he opposed the current financial system, making him public enemy number 1. There's another side of the story. In some of his tweets, McAfee has claimed that he will never commit suicide. He stated that committing suicide is not what he will do at any part of his life. He also had stated that US authorities are behind him and targeting him. Keeping this in mind and the fact that investigations are still going on, it is too early to claim that he committed suicide. There are many conspiracy theorists who believe McAfee did not commit suicide. Some say he was murdered, and some say he faked his own death, just like how he faked his heart attack in Guatemala, and is now living in a secluded location somewhere. However, there is no evidence of any of this, so what do you, the viewer, think happened? Please leave a comment down below stating what you think happened to John McAfee.